Welcome to Travel Talk, filmed at the Peachtree Rose Marketing Studios and hosted by the hotel guide publisher, Edward Leos.
Good afternoon, everybody. Edward Leos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and your host for Travel Talk. I'm really excited about today's guest, Ray Kanevsky. How do I say your last name, Ray?
Kanevsky.
There you go. We didn't even talk about that offline, but I was going to I'm just going to call you Ray, but then I'm reading your name and I'm like, that's not a good thing. But, it's better for you to say it as well. So, Ray, I'm excited to have you on the show today and just talking a little bit about two travel experiences, what you have going on. And we've got a couple of tiers in reference to what we had talked about offline, but great to have you on the show.
Great to be here, Ed. Thanks for having me. Super excited to be here.
Oh, it's going to be fun. 15 minutes, we can get a lot of stuff going on in this world. But I always like to start my my episodes by letting our listeners and readers know a little bit about our guests and who they are. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and then how you kind of got to two travel experiences, and then we'll kind of talk about the business side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Ray Kanevsky, born and raised in New York City, in Queens. I am a first-generation Russian immigrant, so the first person born in America for my whole family. Had a really simple childhood, fell in love with ice hockey, played my whole life, ended up going to NYU, didn't want to go far from home as my grandparents were getting old, so wanted to take care of them. Was on track to be a doctor, doing pre-med and research, just like mom wanted. And then around May 2018, I took a trip. It was actually a bachelor party to Cartagena, Colombia. That trip changed my life completely. I fell in love with the city, the people, and definitely saw an opportunity. And basically 6 months after, in October 2018, I packed my bags and I said, hey, thanks, New York. Thanks, everyone. But I'm going to give Cartagena a shot. So, figured why not learn some Spanish, 6 months, see what can be done. And really the rest is history. Today, To Travel, my company, which was co-founded by me and my partner, who is a local Colombian. Today, we manage 4 cities. So 2 in Colombia, Cartagena and Medellin, as well as Tulum and Mexico City, Mexico. And basically, we have 30 employees, and we've hosted over 3,000 clients thus far.
Wow. Well, that's an amazing story. And I didn't know the roots of you, but New York's one of my favorite cities in the world. But I do love the twist of fate, and I love how that happened. And I think one of the big things that we talk about, like my tagline for the Hotel Guide is stay for a day or a lifetime. And it is really so unique that the fact that you connected those two in your experiences. So you launched two travel experiences. Why don't you tell our audiences a little bit about what you do and the differences that you have going on at the company?
Yeah, absolutely. So To Travel, we are an affordable luxury concierge service. Yes, it sounds like an oxymoron. I understand. When people hear the word concierge, they think it's only for the rich, the famous, and we can't afford this service or something that a hotel provides. But the way that we've built our business model, where we've built it, the services that we offer, we are able to charge a small fee. So between $100 and $200 per person, and we plan your whole trip from A to Z. Wow. Not only do we do all custom planning, itineraries, experiences, services, and tours, but we also own and manage and have access to all of the villas, which is a huge popular thing. And we actually get you discounts because we avoid the crazy platform fees you'll find on Airbnb and VRBO. Correct. So not only are we saving you money, but we're offering you a customized experience where we'll learn about your group dynamic, what is important to you, what is not, what you guys like, what you don't like. And we use an itinerary software where we'll start drafting the trip. Everything we do is 100% transparent. So basically, you'll know all of the information, the pricing, the cancellation fees prior to needing to agree to any service or reservation. This was one of the big selling points to a lot of our clients, because coming to these emerging markets, I don't like to say third world, you run the risk of people trying to make a little bit more money than they should, or just not being as honest as they should. Not their fault. It is kind of a product of, the country, the city that they're in. But this is one of the things that makes us who we are. So we're really focused on quality and detail oriented. If you check out our Google page, we're super proud to have 5-star reviews and 5-star reviews only, and over, I think, 500 of them. Something very difficult to achieve as a hospitality company. So that is basically who we are and what we do.
That's amazing. And you're right when it comes to a 5-star Google review. I mean, it doesn't matter any kind of company. There's always somebody who's not happy with something. And so the fact that you have the 5-star, that's amazing. So you tell me a little bit about what you're doing now. Any plans or anything on tap for the rest of this year or going into 2025 with the company?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of things have been happening this year and on the plate. So first of all, we have purchased homes and have gut renovated them in order to create 2 travel branded villas. So we can kind of have the full service from when you enter the villa all the way through, your checkout. So we are actually expanding that offering and looking to purchase and create more villas. We just sent out our client survey. So basically over 2,000 of our clients received the survey asking us, where do you want to see 2 Travel next? You have no idea how many people message me and say, Ray, do you work in this city, or this city? And I say, no, we don't, but it's on the radar. So end of 2024, we're going to decide which top 4 cities we're going to visit in 2025, stay, live, and do full research and development. And by mid to end 2025, we will have 2 new cities offering the 2 Travel experience.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I'm excited to hear what those are going to be. Yeah. Why don't we I'm just going to query this already. We're going to have you back on our podcast for sure. So you can unveil those here through the Hotel Guide. I'd love to let our readers know about that. The service that you're offering, Ray, I think is important. When you talk about affordable luxury and concierge, it is a little bit of an oxymoron for people. But we were talking a little bit offline about the 2 biggest markets that are trending here in travel. And one of them is luxury and the other one is experiential. And it looks like your company is combining them at such a high level, which is why you're getting such great reviews from the users and from the people who are attending. So that's one of the great things right there. I'm excited for your future.
Thank you. Yeah, and the other thing that I didn't mention is I also tried to combine those 2 things. And about 1.5 to 2 years ago in Cartagena, we created a destination wedding company called Two Lovers. So basically, our goal is to take the headache out of a destination wedding. So not only are we providing a full wedding service for the bride and the groom, but all of their guests and attendees have access to our 2 Travel company in order to help them with accommodations, experiences, and tours. So basically, what we've done is we've been able to actually increase the percentage of RSVP for these destination weddings, because people say, you receive an invite, oh, I got to go to Mexico, I got to go to Colombia, this is way too much work. But no, 2 Travel is there to, every step of the way, from as soon as you get out of the airport all the way through, your full stay. So it is something that I try to be very conscious of and vertically integrate everything we do in order to have as much control as possible to provide that affordable and luxury service at the same time.
No, that's a great incentive. I did see that on the website. I'm really glad you brought that up, because that is a great vertical for people to be knowing about, particularly if they're doing those destination weddings. You're right. It does get a little bit crazy, not just for the bride and groom, but you got to think about the guests, and you're just like, yeah, you send out the invite and you're like, well, I hope they show up. But, if you can eliminate those hurdles, it just makes things a lot easier for people.
Yeah. And, basically a lot of people have never traveled to South America or been out of the country. And so again, it's all of those things combined in order to make them feel comfortable, right? Our job as a concierge, we don't want to put you in a bubble per se. We want to make sure that you get the local cultural feel, and we put you into those spaces, but we do ensure your safety. We make sure that, you're not doing anything that can get you in trouble, and making sure that we're holding your hand throughout the whole process, just gearing you up for success, right? We work with very intelligent travelers. Everyone can afford our services. We work with anyone who can afford an international plane ticket can really afford our services. But yes, we also do work with high net worth individuals, athletes, celebrities. But at the same time, the service that they're getting is the exact same service that everyone else is getting. And that's kind of a promise that I made myself and everyone else is we don't play favorites. So, affordable luxury for all. As long as you can afford that plane ticket and come on a vacation, you can definitely afford two travel services.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, let's transition a little bit from the professional side. And I always like to ask my guests a couple of personal questions with regards to travel.
Sure.
What are some of your favorite travel destinations that you've personally been to?
Great question. Very hard to give you a straight answer. I've been very lucky and fortunate enough to been to over 40 countries.
Wow.
The two that really come to mind are definitely, in Southeast Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, just the culture and the food. I'm from New York City, right? So anytime you go to a Paris or, okay, this is nice, but Japan. So one of the places that blew my mind in every single way, shape, and form was definitely Japan.
Wow.
And one year I actually volunteered and we flew to South Africa. South Africa was a place that really opened my eyes to what separation of class really means.
Yeah.
So on one side of the highway, you have very poor poverty, homes made out of cow dung, literally. And on the other side, you have these $1 million mansions. So that was also one of those experiences and destinations that I will never forget and hope that many others can see that and experience it.
Definitely. So you touched on a couple of places and you've been to a lot of countries. Any bucket list items left?
Of course, every single country is a bucket list item. That's a goal in life to be able to see every country, to be able to speak and learn about other people's cultures. High on the list, maybe a safari in Botswana. But overall, every single country to me it has something special to offer. So definitely one day we'll be talking again and hopefully about Ray traveling the world and giving you his feedback on all the countries.
Oh, that'd be great. Like I said, we had talked about this offline and we're talking about if two guys can't talk about travel for 15 minutes, then we're in trouble. So it's certainly loving the ability for us to do that now. We got a couple of minutes left and I want to make sure that I let guests know what's the best way for them to find you or get in contact with you and utilize your services.
Yeah. So 2.travel, no .com, no .co, literally TWO.travel is our website. It has a lot of information. We work very hard on producing content. It's definitely the best way to learn more about us and the places that we service and get in touch. There's obviously a contact form. Everyone and anyone has the ability to email me at ray@2.travel. And of course, our Instagram for 2travel is at 2travel concierge. And then we have our wedding company. So at 2lovers_weddings. Those are the ways that you can definitely contact us and look us up. And we'd be happy to serve any and all who are interested.
Perfect. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on the show today. We'll definitely have those links in our comments so that guests can find you as well. And I think it's important. The services that you offer, I think one of the big things that stood out for me in your conversation was everybody's treated equally. You're going to get the same service, whether you're a multimillionaire or, a person who's just getting their ticket and heading to another country. So, which again is a testament to probably why you have a 5-star Google rating in all that you're doing. So, Ray, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the Travel Talk podcast today.
Thank you so much, Ed, for having me. And just so everyone does know, we do not need 2 to 3 months to plan. It's a nice sweet spot to have, but you can come tomorrow and I can guarantee you we'll plan an amazing trip within 1 or 2 days. So it doesn't matter where you are in your trip process, we'll more than happily be able to serve you.
Oh, that's amazing. So you heard it here first, everybody. You need to travel to those great destinations that Ray oversees right now. Hit him up and he'll be able to help you out and his team. So Ray, thank you for being on the show today. To all our guests, to all our listeners and readers out there, again, follow us at thehotelguide.com. Share, subscribe, get the word out there. These are great companies. I love what Ray has done. Starting out in New York and now basically becoming a world world traveler and turning into a business empire from medicine to travel. How about that? And I think before it all ends, he's going to continue to do some good things in this world with what's going on. So Ray, thank you for being on the show. Members, please follow us. And as like I always like to say, travel and make memories. And until next time, everybody take care.